Hello, hello! This is Gemini, your friendly neighborhood spy. Here we are at the start of a new year, 2024, and I thought it'd be fun to talk about which heroes I'm most looking forward to seeing added into Fae. It's crazy to think that Fae is already almost 8 years old, and so many characters have been added since the game was first launched. 2023 brought home the two characters whose base versions I wanted most, Sylvain and Inigo. Still, there remain a number of heroes who have yet to be added that I would be excited to see in the game. Now, for the purposes of this list, here are a few conditions. 1, I will not be including any characters from Engage. The game is still so new and there are still so many characters left to add from it, and we know that they're coming. I'd rather talk about characters who have evaded being added to the game for years now. 2, I don't plan to include any characters who have some version of themselves already in the game. So as much as I look forward to getting the base versions of Raphael and Zane, neither of them will be included on this list. This is just for characters who aren't in the game at all. And third and finally, this isn't really a ranking. It's a list of characters I most want to see added to Fae, but it isn't in any particular order. With all that said, let's get started. First up are two heroes that I'll talk about together, Athos and Nergal from the Blazing Blade. The Blazing Blade is my absolute favorite game, and I think it's long past time that we got to see its main villain Nergal and one of its most plot and lore central characters, Athos, added to Fae. I think that they would fit best as mythic heroes rather than new heroes, with Athos being an arcane mythic and Nergal being a dark mythic. It would be especially cool if they could be added together as part of a double mythic banner. The two of them were originally friends after all, so it would be interesting to see them actually interact in some capacity in Heroes. I'd especially like to see what their combined mythic hero battle would be like. Next up is Scarlet from Fire Emblem Fates. I talked about Scarlet a little bit in my Most Desired Duos video. I personally don't feel strongly about Scarlet one way or another, but I feel bad for all her fans, having to wait so long for her to be added to the game on top of everything that happened with her in Fates itself. Scarlet is a character who just can't seem to catch a break. I really hope, both for her and for her fans, that she finally gets the chance to be added to Fae on our next Fates banner. Another hero I would like to see added to Fae is Tormod from the Path of Radiance and Radiance On games. I would prefer his Radiance On version since I like that design more. I remember playing Radiance On for the first time and being really excited when I got Tormod early in the game. I loved his more grown-up design, and he was such a fun character, and I was so determined to use him, and if you've played Radiance On, you can probably tell where this is going. When he leaves you after just a few chapters, he does not reappear or rejoin your army until the very end of the game. I kept thinking that I must have missed him somehow, since I wasn't playing with a walkthrough, and that I would have to replay the game and find him so I could actually use him. Unfortunately, there's barely any time to use this energetic warrior for equality, so I would love to have the chance to recruit him into my barracks in Fae. Also, I think he should come with a weapon or personal skill that makes it so that beasts can still transform even if they're standing next to Tormod, since he's so used to being around them. I don't think that would be too powerful at all since we're already getting skills that allow beasts to transform regardless of their surroundings. Hopefully he'll get his chance to join Fae on the next Helios banner. Up next is Forseti from the Jugdrill games. Lewin is my favorite character by far from Jugdrill, so I'd love to see the divine dragon that inspired his weapon in Fae. They already did such a great job for the design for Forseti's fellow crusader, Ullir, several years ago, and I would love to see more of the crusaders join the team. I imagine that Forseti makes the most sense as an astromythic with a powerfully fast offensive build. I'd really love to see how the divine dragon of the wind could be designed for and integrated into Fae. Next is another entry from Fire Emblem Fates, Mitama, daughter of Izama, from the nation of Hoshido. I always really liked Mitama. Her design is really cute, and I personally find her dedication to sleeping and writing very relatable. Most of my favorites from Fates are already in the game, but she's one that I'm still waiting for. I'd love to see her added as a 5-star staff unit with a unique kit. Fingers crossed. My next pick is Fergus from Thracia 776. Thracia has a lot of characters still waiting to be added to Fae. When I played the game years ago, I found that Fergus was easily one of the best units in my army. While Thracia came out in a time when the series didn't have as many tools for fleshing out many of the characters in your army, I still like Fergus's laid-back attitude and sense of justice. I also always love seeing old characters added to Fae so they can have updated art and designs, along with getting a voice for the first time. I look forward to the day when this bold and reckless knight charges forward into Asker at last. My next character that I'm looking forward to seeing added is Oswin from the Blazing Blade. As I've said many times before, I'm a huge fan of Blazing Blade, and because of my love of Matthew, I have a certain fondness towards all the Ostian characters from that game. I would love to see Hector's loyal knight finally make his way to Asker, if only so I could read his forging bonds conversations. Who knows, Matthew might even make an appearance. It would be really fun if it could serve as a little Ostian reunion, especially if we also got Lord Uther. I've always liked Oswin on his own as well. The way his relationship with Hector develops throughout the game, as he is slowly won over by Hector's fierce loyalty to his friends and loved ones, and swears a vow of service to him, just as he has sworn one to Lord Uther before. Finally, I have one more combined choice for my list, and well, I never said I wasn't a Blazing Blade simp. I would love to see Durban and Roland make their appearances as mythic heroes in Fae. We already have 2 of the other 8 legends, in the forms of Bramumund and Saint Elamine. Due to our limited interactions with them in the game as ghosts, we already know what they look like, but it would be awesome to see their designs get fully fleshed out. Getting to interact with the 8 legends is one of my favorite aspects of the lore in Fire Emblem 7, and I would love to see them become fully playable characters in Fae. Like with Athos and Nergal, I would love to see them join the game together as part of a double mythic banner, and to have a combined mythic hero battle where the old friends fight alongside each other once more. It would also be fantastic if they could somehow speak with Athos again too, to finally see him reunited with his long absent friends. I think Durban makes the most sense as an Astra hero. Being a berserker, he would have outright reckless offensive capabilities. Roland, on the other hand, I think makes the most sense as a light hero. He wielded the Blazing Blade itself after all, and considering his selfless desire to ensure that the FE7 heroes are successful, he feels like a character who represents light. If either one of these characters was added to Fae, I can confidently say that I would have a hard time resisting pulling for them. And that's it for my Wish You Were Here top 10 characters that I would most like to see added to Fire Emblem Heroes. There are other characters that I would be excited for as well, but I think this is a good place to stop. With so many characters already in the game, I'd love to hear about which other ones players are still waiting for. Please let me know in the comments which heroes you're most excited to see appear in Asker. Hopefully this year. If you liked the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel. It really helps out. Either way, thank you so much for watching, have a wonderful rest of your day, and Gemini out!